Diagram shows that x squared plus y squared equals 5, and this is a circle, and that is the radius squared, so the radius equals the square root of 5. Mandy says that the point 2, 1.5 lies inside the circle. Is she correct? Well, 2, 1.5, it would be that point there, if that's my axis, that goes across by 2, 1.5. I just need to find out how long this is, okay? And that will be the square root of 2 squared plus 1.5 squared. And that equals the square root of 2 squared is 4, 1.5 squared is the same as 15 times 15, which is 225. But then I've got to have two numbers after the decimal point, so it's 1.5 times 1.5. So it's plus 2.25, which equals the square root of 6.25. And is she correct? It does not lie. No, she's wrong, because 6.25 is greater than 5. And so we've done the first part. The tangent to circle at the point -2, 1, so this is the point here, that's -2, and that's gone up by 1, intersects the y-axis at A, up here. We've got to show the area of APO, so APO, the area of that triangle is 5. So in order to do that, I need to find out what A is, and therefore I need to find out the equation of that line, which will be y equals mx plus c. I need to find the gradient first. And to do the gradient, we know that this line I'll do is in red. That line there must be at right angles to this one. And so the gradient is negative reciprocal. So what's the gradient of there? The gradient is how far up it goes, but it doesn't. It goes down. It goes down from 1 to 0, so it's -1 over how far across it's gone 2. So gradient is -1/2. So therefore the gradient of line equals the negative reciprocal of this, that's 2. So we know it's going to be y equals 2x plus c. That's that equation of this line here. And I need to find out what the c is by putting in a point. And I know that this point here is -2, 1. And that is x is -2, y is 1. And so I put those in there. Y is 1, so that gives me 1 equals 2x's. So that's -4 plus c. So c equals 5. So I know my equation of the line is y equals 2x plus 5, which now means I know that that point there is 5, because if x is 0, 2 nothing is nothing, and then plus 5 takes me up to there. Now I can find out the area of this triangle. I'll do it in two different ways. I'll do it the way I saw it to start off with, and then another way. So I would consider, I know that distance, do it in green, I know this distance here. Oh, so undo that bit. I know that bit there is 5. All I need to do is work out that distance, and I know that distance there is 2, so the area equals 1/2 the base, which is this 5, times by the height of my triangle, which is 2, which equals 1/2 of 5 times 2 is 10. That's 5. QED. I'll do in purple. Another way you could have done it, you could have realised that this was and that are at right angles. So I could have done this length here, which is square root of 5, because that's the radius, times by this distance, and that goes from there to there. So to do that, I'd have had to use Pythagoras, and this distance there is 2, and this distance here goes from 1 up to 5, so that's 4. So this one here is the square root of 4 squared is 16, plus 4 is 20, so that's the square root of 20. So it would be square root of this bit here, which is root 20, times by root 5, but that would be a rectangle, so I need to have 1/2 of that. And so that is 1/2 times root 5 times root 20 is the same as root 100, which is 1/2 times by 10, which equals 5. Certainly the green way would be an easier way of doing it, but it doesn't really matter. 6 marks is a lot of marks, but the key for this is working out the equation of the line and then realizing that once you've got the gradient, a perpendicular line is negative the reciprocal, and that's 19 done.